We started talking a bit earlier about your mom and that she wanted you to be an opera singer and all that. For how we know you now, what kind of role does your mom play in sort of shaping your artistic sort of tendencies as a child or whatever?
Well, first of all, genetically, obviously, it's I did come from her body, which is big. So yeah, I mean, she had a massive role to play. She exposed me to a lot of performance, specifically dancing. We taped almost every episode of Fame. And my brother and I actually used to watch it together, and I wasn't allowed to sing with him. He had to sing with the guys singing, and then I could stop, rewind, play, and then I could sing on my own. But we weren't allowed to sing together because he told me I sounded like a garden gate. But yeah, she exposed me to a lot of cool stuff, and specifically remember an artist called Tossie van Tonder. I don't know if any of you guys remember her. I doubt it. But she was incredible. She was out there. She was kind of like the Mary Wigman of back then, the 80s, I suppose. 70s, 80s. But, and yeah, just musically as well, of course. So and she was my dance teacher. She has a dance studio.
So you did dance?
Yeah, that was my main focus when I was younger. I started at quite a young age. I started at 4, 5, something like that. And mostly modern, and I did ballet, and I did flamenco, and I did contemporary. So it was Sea Point, Civic Centre, Eisteddfots. Every year, it was a thing. It was quite an event, and it was taken very seriously. And
did you achieve? Were you like one of the A performers there?
I won a couple of cups. And my sister actually became the professional dancer. My sister was an amazing dancer. She danced with a guy called David Krugel, amazing choreographer. And my brother actually also, in his kind of mid-20s, he decided, I want to study ballet. So he started doing ballet at UCT. And he was a sportsman at school. He played a lot of rugby and tennis and all that crap. And I suppose the fame, the fame got to him. And then he also went on to do musical theatre and that sort of stuff. So it was, we were the singing, dancing siblings.
Now, take us on that journey then, from dance as a child, and how you come to... Well, actually, hang on. You've got a funny story about your first performance ever.
Yes, I do have a funny story.
I think these people want to hear it.
This happened at Huppeland. Now, Huppeland is the name of my creche. In fact, it still exists. It's next to Emily's Beer and Snack, right, on Kloof Street, opposite Lifestyle Centre. And we were rehearsing the Christmas play. I was 5. And I was one of the shepherds because the Dominie's daughter naturally got the role as Mary. And, yeah. And then we were practicing Stille Nacht, Silent Night. And my teacher kind of shushed us, and she pointed at me, and she did that. And I came over, and she said, would you like to sing Stille Nacht? And I said, okay. So I did the Stille Nacht solo at the Huppeland 1983 Christmas play. And for the event, my mother decided she would paint my toenails bright red. And I had the shepherd outfit on with bright red toenails and blue eyeshadow. It was awesome. That was my first show. That was my first performance, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So there's that. And then, interestingly, you kind of lost interest in singing and performance sort of when you were a teenager? Because the 90s were awesome for being a teenager, according to you.
Yeah.
So how come you lost it, you know?
I don't know. I suppose I put it into categories, and then when I became 16, I was very focused on dancing in high school, so I just kind of forgot about it. I did choir and stuff like that, but I didn't, and then I was more into listening to music. And then kind of in Standard 9, Standard Matric, I was actually dating my first proper boyfriend. And his mother used to play a lot of old jazz records to me. And then I started singing along, and then I got a little bit obsessed with Ella and the likes of Ella and those ladies. And I would listen to them all the time. And I was kind of like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. It was after school, blah, blah, blah. And then I one day got this urge to perform. And I suppose I remembered, well, I can sing. And then I would just listen to Ella over and over and over and over and over again. And then I kind of judged my voice, and I thought, well, you don't suck. And I had a pretty impressive range. So I got into jazz, and I was hanging out with these colored jazz musos, and I would do kind of like open mic stuff. And then I started working at the Shack.
Anyone know the Shack? Anyone?
Yeah. I worked at the Blue Lizard, which is the little bottom bar with a cool poster of Kurt Cobain, that one. And I met a lot of musos, including you.
Was me.
Huh? Was you? Me. And then I just kind of slowly started doing jazz stuff. And my first corporate was actually, what's it called? Lucky Strike at
Lucky Strike party, yeah.
In
sure.
Goodwood. And I had a...
Is that at Wingfield or something?
Yes, and I had a black and white striped dress on with a flower in my head, and I sang Georgia. Hey, Georgia. Yeah.
And that was with the jazz musicians?
No, it wasn't with the jazz musicians. No, that was for other stuff. But my friend Jay Lenton, he actually recorded some jazz standards on his guitar for me, so I could do a couple of gigs, like at the restaurant kind of scene.
Restaurant kind of scene, like what?
Well,
what did that lead to?
One of my first jobs I got was at Cape to Cuba. The lady that owned it, I don't know if she still owns it, Diona, she gave me a gig. So I walked around with a mic, and I had to dress up, which is a bit gay, and I walked around and I sang, and then I got a meal. And then I also sang at the old Madame Zingara, the one that burned down. Yeah. And, yeah.
But the Shack was a fateful job for you because from working in that area, there were, like you said, open mic sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it was divine. Totally divine. Actually, the open mic sessions, that was really important for my kind of confidence and my, exposure to different styles of music and musos. I mean, people like yourself, I remember. Didn't you play drums? Yeah. Yes, you did.
Sometimes.
And then people like, I used to jump on stage and it would be like Kesava Naidu and Lee Thompson and Jed from, all the guys pretty much like gigging and making a living as professional musos now. It's pretty cool. And also at the bar, I used to get into trouble because I used to play a lot of hip-hop, pre-2000 hip-hop. And
which the Shack is not known for.
No. And I met the Karikas brothers, the Greek brothers. And we used to geek out about hip-hop, and then they told me that they started this band called the Spindle Sect, also with Snake, Neil Reeder. And so at one of these open mic sessions, they were like, oh, so yeah, so we're kind of looking for someone, like someone to sing, and can you do something? And I grabbed the mic, and I did this crazy shit. And they were like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Do you want to come to the house next whatever day it was? And then I became the Spindle Sect singer. And then they taught me a lot about how to kind of construct rhymes and stuff. And then I had a little rap stint, which was great.
Yeah, I remember that, actually.
Yeah. What are you saying, Anton?
No, nothing. It's
Don't judge me.
No, I'm just kind of thinking, you know, if people had gotten to know you in later years and then you said, yeah, but I started as a rapper, that would have been kind of weird.
Yeah.
Actually.
Long time ago, there was a place we seemed to know, and with darkness it would grow, and so we'd burn our rags to light, to feed our shadows to the night. It was hungry and we were slight, but we dared not lose our sight, so we burn our rags to light, but we dared not lose our sight, so we burn our rags to light. And so down deeper we would go, crooked puppets in a row. On the walls we'd ink our names to find our way back home. Instead we reached a murderous gorge, and so with words a bridge we forged, but we dared not stir the lake, moving quiet across the drake, but we dared not stir the lake, moving quiet across the drake.
Mr. Sakitumi.